Did you know that the deep state sponsored China's rise from being a technological backwater to become a military superpower in space to fulfill biblical prophecy? This information is critical to understanding unfolding events taking place today before our eyes. Aloha, I'm Dr. Michael Sala, and in my upcoming 3-part webinar series, I will begin by first exploring the origins of China's secret space program. This intriguing story begins with a brilliant young Chinese scientist living in the US named Dr. Shen Shen. He was chosen to work on the US Army Air Force's most classified aerospace technologies up to 1950. Dr. Shen rose to become a much-loved national celebrity in US rocket science when suddenly his star was extinguished. Targeted by the FBI, then traded in a prisoner exchange by President Eisenhower and returned to China, Dr. Shen became a pawn in a sequence of events orchestrated by the deep state through the Majestic 12 group. These contrived events ultimately led to China's development of a military-run secret space program using exotic electromagnetic propulsion systems, now challenging US military dominance on Earth and in outer space. Why did the deep state plan all this? The answer is truly biblical. In the Christian book of Revelations, there are cryptic passages involving a red dragon fighting against Archangel Michael in the heavens. In chapter 12 of the book of Revelations, it is written, "Then another portent appeared in heaven, a great red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 diadems on his heads. His tail swept down 1/3 of the stars of heaven and threw them to the earth. And war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. The dragon and his angels fought back." Rather than obscure biblical prophecy, what is being described is an upcoming space war between China and the US, which the deep state had secretly been planning to bring about for at least 70 years. Many of the elite ruling families that hold the pinnacles of power within the deep state believe themselves to be the descendants of fallen angels who are destined to take revenge against their ancient enemies. While biblical prophecies may be casually dismissed as obscure religious propaganda used for proselytization purposes, it's important to point out that leaders of the deep state take these prophecies very seriously. In fact, deep state leaders use such prophecies as roadmaps for their future geopolitical agendas. The deep state is currently intent on contriving a destructive space war between China, the Red Dragon, against the modern-day equivalent of Michael and his angels, the United States. The deep state's ultimate goal of a destructive space war is to lock in place a new world order. This would enable the deep state to regain overt control over all of humanity using advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence and a space-based electronic monitoring and control system through advanced 5G communications, all of which China is currently implementing. Key figures in the deep state view themselves as the descendants of exiled extraterrestrial entities, the biblical fallen angels that overtly controlled humanity millennia ago, as described in the texts of ancient Sumer and Egypt. The deep state wants to re-establish global control in order to welcome back their alien overlords who are intent on revenge against their once former human vassals and their extraterrestrial allies. Clear signs reveal that the deep state's plans for the prophesied space war are well advanced. Today, evidence suggests that the deep state has covertly sponsored China's development of a secret space program with advanced weapons and technologies to soon be used in a space Pearl Harbor against the US. Because of manipulated historical events, it is not surprising that Dr. Shen was personally transformed from being a firm admirer and friend of the US into a bitter enemy hoping to one day take his revenge against the country that had humiliated him. Upon his return to China, Dr. Shen became the undisputed leader of China's scientific research and development of ballistic missiles, nuclear weapons, and spy satellites. Even more important, Dr. Shen passed on to China the critical understanding he had gained in the US reverse engineering programs involving recovered flying saucer craft. This advanced knowledge was then applied to technology secrets recovered from China's vast hidden territories, ancient libraries, and mysterious pyramids. On July 11th, in the first webinar of my 3-part series on China's secret space program, you will learn why the deep state chose Dr. Shen as the unwitting pawn in its multi-decades-long plan to contrive a future space war, the role Nazi flying saucers played, Dr. Shen's work in helping to establish the US Air Force's secret space program, why President Reagan gave China access to Area 51, the role of MJ-12, why the deep state built China up to fulfill biblical prophecy and usher in a new world order, and many other never-before exposed historical facts which shed light on today's unfolding events. Join me for part 1 on this incredible all-new webinar series on China, which begins on Saturday, July 11th. Part 2 will be on July 18 and focuses on China's pyramids, ancient civilizations, and extraterrestrial contact. Part 3 will be presented on July 25 and examines China's secret space program today, global threat or opportunity. In addition, on Sunday, July 26, I'm offering a special VIP Get Your Answers Q&A debrief. This webinar will be limited to only 30 people to offer an intimate VIP experience in which audience members can ask me about anything. This includes current events, insider revelations, the spiritual awakening, or sensitive topics currently subject to censorship on other platforms. As a special bonus, all who sign up for the full 3-part China webinar series will receive complimentary admission to this VIP Get Your Answers Q&A debrief webinar of $40 value for free. Find a link in the description below to learn more and register.